Hello everyone, this is Madhavi Karamudi, Assistant Professor in CSC Department. In this lecture, I'll talk about bubble sort. First of all, we'll see what is a sorting, then what are the sorting techniques available, then we'll discuss about how to sort the numbers using bubble sort. So first of all, what is meant by sorting is arranging the numbers in particular manner. It may be in ascending order or in descending order. If you can arrange the numbers in ascending order or in descending order, that process is called it as sorting. Okay, so why we need to go for sorting is, if you arrange the numbers in sorted order, then if you want to search for the element, it is very easy to search. So to make the searching process easier, we need to arrange the numbers in sorted order. So for sorting the numbers, we have different techniques are available for sorting. So all these techniques are having its own advantages and disadvantages. So let us see the techniques available for sorting: bubble sort, insertion sort, selection sort, quick sort, merge sort, heap sort. Like this, there are a lot of techniques are available. All these sorting techniques are called it as internal sorting techniques. So here all these sorting techniques runs inside the primary memory only. So that is the reason why these sorting techniques we are calling it as a internal sorting techniques. Let us see the bubble sort algorithm, how to sort the numbers in ascending order or in descending order using bubble sort. So first of all, this bubble sort algorithm is the simplest sorting algorithm that works by repeatedly swapping the adjacent elements if they are in wrong order. Let us see, here I wrote a simple algorithm for sorting the given array of the elements in ascending order. Okay, so first of all, what we need to do is, we need to, whatever numbers you want to arrange, you just store that numbers in the array. Okay, just assume that I want to sort the numbers in ascending order. Okay, so ascending order means highest element should be in the last position, right? Now see, first start comparing with the first element. Start the comparison process from the first element. In the array, the first element will be there in the 0th index. So start the process from the 0th position. Okay. Now compare the 0th element, here current element. Current element means 0th index element with the next element. So what is the next element in the array? First index element. So compare the 0th index element with the next element of the array. If current element is, that is 0th index element is greater than the first index array element, then swap those two numbers, because compulsory highest number should be in the next position. Here, if the first position is having greater element, second position is having smaller element, means elements are not in a correct manner, right? So that is the reason why we need to swap those two numbers. And next step, again compare. Now after swapping, second element will be the next current element, right? Now next one, if the current element is, okay, so this swapping process will be done. Now see, suppose if the current position element means just assume the first element itself. Suppose if the first element is less than the next element, then what we need to do? We need to move to the next position. So here there is no need of swapping, right? So when the swapping is required, whenever the current position element is greater than the next element, then only swap the number. Whenever the current element is less than the next element, then no need to swap the element, just to move to the next position. So in next position, in next swap, in next pass, second element will be the current element. Okay, so this process will be continued till the end of the array. Let us see with one example. See with one example. Here this is my list of elements 5, 1, 4, 2, 8. So in first time these numbers are in sorted order. So we need to arrange these numbers in ascending order. Okay. So first what I need to do is, first I need to start comparison from the 0th position element. So this is the 0th position element, right? First compare this element with the next element. 5 will be compared with the 1. So 1 is 5 is greater than 1. If the current element is, this is the current element, this is the next element. If current element is greater than next element, what we need to do? we need to swap those two numbers. So swap 5 with 1, right? So after swapping, the list is 1, 5, remaining elements are same, 4 to 8. Now in next step, we need to compare first element with the next element. Now this second element will be the 5 will be the current element. Now compare this element with the next element. So here this is 5 and this is 4. 5 is greater than 4. So what we need to do? Swap these two numbers. So in next step, 1, 4 and 5, 4, 5 is swapped. So 5 is in third position. Now compare this 5 with the next position. Okay, again this 5 is greater than 2. So swap these two numbers. So after swapping 1, 4, 2, 5, right? Now compare this 5 with the next element. Next element is 8. Here 5 is less than 8 only. If current element is less than next element, what we need to do? No need to perform any swapping. So here, no need to perform swapping, right? Now after this, what is the list? 1, 4, 2, 5, 8. So here we have reached the end of the list. But after reaching the end of the list also, the list is not in the, we don't know whether the list is in sorted order or not. Then what we need to do is, whenever you reach the last position, okay, we'll say that first pass is over. Now we need to start the second pass. In second pass, we'll take the input from the first pass. So last step of first pass will become the first step in the second pass. Now in second pass, what is the elements position? 1, 4, 2, 5, 8, right? Here also follow the same procedure. First element will be the current element. Compare the current element with the next element. So here current element is 1, next element is 4. So 1 is less than 4. That means that these two elements are in the same position, sorted position. So no need to swap. Now move to the next position. Now 4 will be compared with the 2. 4 is compared with 2. 4 is greater than 2. So swap these two numbers. So after swapping 2, 4. Now move to the next position. 4 is compared with the 5. 4 is less than 5. If current element is less than next element, no need to swap. Okay. So move to the next position. Now we are at position 5. Fifth element, value 5. This value 5 will be compared with the value 8. Now this value 5 is less than 8 only. So no need to perform any swapping, right? So here in this pass, how many swappings we are doing? We did only one swap, right? Now move to the next element. Now last element is 8 itself. There is no next element. That indicates that we reached the end of the list. When you reach the end of the list, okay, we need to stop that process. Okay, we need to stop that pass. But here, at this process, we don't know whether the list is sorted or not. So when we should understand whether the list is sorted or not is, in the beginning to the last position, if you are not doing any swappings, then we can understand that already the list is in sorted order. But in this pass, we did one swapping. So we don't know whether after reaching the last position, whether the list is in sorted order or not. That is the reason why we need to start one more pass, right? So now we are in third pass. For this third pass, second pass will be the output. So what will be the second pass, last step elements in the second pass? 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. Okay. Now see on the diagram, we can easily say that already the list elements are in sorted order. But if these elements are in the memory, we don't know whether the elements are in sorted order or not. That is the reason why third pass also we need to continue. Okay. In third pass, if you are not doing any swappings, that indicates that the list came into the sorted order, right? Let's try to sort the numbers. Okay, try to compare these numbers. First index, 0th index element will be compared with the next element. Here 0th index element is 1. That will be compared with the next element. 1 is less than 2. So no need to swap. Now move to the next element. 2 is compared with 4. 2 is less than 4 only. So no need to swap. Then move to the next element. 4. 4 is less than 5. No need to swap. Move to the next element. 5 is less than 8. No need to swap. So we reached the end of the list. But in this pass, we are not doing any swappings. So that indicates that we reached, our list already in sorted order. So whenever the list came in sorted order, we just stop the process. So this is the way to perform the sorting using bubble sort technique. Okay. So each and every step will compare the current element with the next element. If the current element is greater than next element, swap those two numbers. If current element is smaller than next element, then no need to swap. So this process is continued until the list comes in the sorted order. So when we got to know that list came in the sorted order, whenever you are not doing any comparisons from the beginning till the end, then that indicates that list is in sorted order. Okay. So this is the way to sort the numbers using bubble sort. Let us see the example program for this. So here I'll explain the program in the compiler itself. See, first the execution start from the main method. Okay. So first of all, we need to include some directive statements. Here I am including the stdio.h file, and execution starts from the main method. Inside the main method, I am taking the array of size 100. Okay. And I am taking some variables. So n variable is for declaring the size, I for I and j for the pointers. Moving from just for referring the current position and next position, we are taking I and j. And here I am taking one variable for swapping purpose. Okay. If current position value is greater than next position value, we need to swap, right? So that is the reason why here I am taking the swap variable. Here I am taking one variable with the name swap. Here you can use any name, right? First, I need to know the size of the array. Okay. So I am asking the user to enter the size. Suppose just assume that here I am entering size as 5. Okay, size as 5. That means 5 elements I am storing in the array. Now see, just take only 3 elements. 3 elements. Now in next step, we need to, I am asking the user to enter those 3 elements in the array. Okay. So I am asking the user to enter all the 3 elements in the array. So for entering 3 elements, I need to take the for loop. So this for loop will continue till the end of the list. So here end of the list is list size is n is 3. So till the value is less than 3, the values will be inserted into the array. So initially the array index starts from 0. So I am initializing I value as 0. First I am reading array of 0th element. Okay. So here I am just entering array of 0th element as 4. Okay. So that 4 will be stored at index 0. Next I value will be incremented by 1. Now I becomes 1. So array of 1 I am asking. So here I am entering the value as 1. Okay. Now again array size is less than 3 only. Okay. Here I value is 1, 1. 1 is less than 3. Right. So I value will be incremented by 1. I becomes 2. 2 less than n, satisfied. Now I am asking the user to enter second element, second index element. Second index element means third element. So here I am entering 2. Right. Now I value will be incremented by 1. Now I becomes 3. 3 less than 3. So condition fails. That indicates that all 3 elements are stored in the memory. Okay. Now see, this is the actual logic for bubble sort. This is the actual logic. Okay. Try to understand this logic first. So here we need to start the comparison from the first element, 0th index element. That is the reason why I am start comparison from the 0th element. So I am setting I value as 0. So until n minus 1, this process should repeat, right? And in next position, I need to compare this 0th value with the next element, right? So here I am taking j value as 0. J less than n minus I minus 1. What is the meaning of n minus I? N value is 3. I value is first time it is 0. So here this first for loop indicates the passes. So first 0th pass. In 0th pass, what I am doing? First element I am taking, and if j is less than this condition, what is this condition? N is 3, 3 minus I is 0. I mean 3 minus 0, 3 minus 3, 0 is 3, 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 means 2. Until the values, we reach the index 2, we need to continue this procedure. Okay. When you reach the index 2 means we are in the last position, right? So until we reach the last position, we need to do the comparison process. Okay. See here, inside the for loop, what I am doing, here I am checking the condition, array of j. What is the initial value of array j? 0. So array of 0 value, I am comparing with array of j plus 1. J plus 1 means 0 plus 1, array of 1 value. Okay, what is array of 0? 4. That 4 I am comparing with 1. Alright, here 4 is, if array of j value is greater than array of j plus 1 value, then swap it. Here the condition satisfied. Array of j is 4, j plus 1 is 1. Here the condition satisfied. So swap those two numbers. So how to swap those two numbers? Whatever value that is there in array of j, place it in variable swap. So that is 4 will be placed in swap. Now that j position will become 0th index will become empty. Now in that position, place array of j plus 1 value. Array of j plus 1 value is 1. So place that value in 0th index. Now first index is empty. So in that first index, place the swap variable value, that is 4. Place this 4 value here. So after executing this loop, now the list of values comes in this form 1 and 4. Right? Now next element is 2 only. Right? Now see this, once the swapping is over, we are coming out of this if condition. Now the j value will be incremented by 1. Okay. Now j becomes 1. Now what is the value of j of 1? 4. Okay. Now we are not yet reached the end of the list. So still the j value is less than end of the list only. Now we'll enter into this if condition. Inside the if condition, array of j. Now what is the array of j? Array of 1. What is the array of 1? 4. Right? Now that 4 is compared with array of j plus 1. Array of j plus 1 is 2. If 4 is greater than 2, then swap those two numbers. Right? So here 4 is greater than 2 only. Condition satisfied. If this condition satisfied, we'll swap the two numbers. So after swapping, after performing that if condition, after executing this if block, 1 as usual, 2 in sorted order, 2 will be swapped with 4. Okay. Now we'll come out of this if condition. Now j value will be incremented by 1. Now j becomes 2. J becomes 2. 2 less than n. N is 3. 3 minus I. I is 0 only. Right? 3 minus I. 3 minus 0 means 3. 3 minus 1. 2. 2 less than 2. Condition failed. If the condition failed, we'll come out of this for loop. If this condition failed, we'll come out of this for loop. If you come out of this for loop, we are coming out of inner for loop, but we are still in outer for loop. Okay. So whenever you come out of this loop, now the I value become 0 to 1. Right? Now I becomes 1. With this, again we'll enter into this inner for loop. Right? Now j value is again 0. From 0th position we'll start comparison. J value is less than n minus I minus 1. Now the n value is 3. I value is 1. 3 minus 1, 2. 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. It is less than 0 only. Okay. So we'll enter into this if condition. Now we'll verify whether array of 0 is 1. Array of j plus 1. Array of j plus 1 is 2. We'll compare these two numbers. These two numbers are not, array of j is not greater than array of j plus 1. Okay. If it is not greater than, no need to swap. So like this will be processed. Okay. This entire logic will be executed. Once the numbers are in sorted order, Then we need to print the sorted list, right? So for printing the sorted list, we need to take the for loop. Till the end of the elements, we need to print it, right? So first I am taking 0th position value and I am printing that value with tab space. Now the I value will be incremented by 1. I becomes 1. Now that array of 1 index value will be printed on the screen. So it will print 2. Now I value will be incremented by 1. Now array of becomes 2. Array of 2 will be printed on the screen. So like that we are printing the sorted array in the on the output screen. Let us see the execution process for this. Just compile it. Just compile it. It is compiling. It is compiled successfully without any errors. It is asking the user to enter the size of the array. Now I want to enter the size of the array as 5 elements. Now it is asking to enter those 5 elements. See, I am entering the 5 elements 3, 4, 1, 2, 5. Right? I am clicking on enter button. Now this entire process will be done and the list came in sorted order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So this is the procedure followed in the bubble sort algorithm. Right? So what we are doing in the bubble sort, every time we will compare the current element with the next element. If current element is greater than next element, then the current element will be swapped with the next element. If current element is less than next element, no need to swap the element. So like this process will be continued till the end of the list. So this is the procedure followed in the bubble sort for sorting the numbers in ascending order. Suppose if you want to sort the numbers in descending order, in the if condition, instead of writing greater than sign, we need to write less than. Okay, that is only the small modification we need to do for sorting the numbers using bubble sort in descending order. Okay, so hope you people understood this procedure. So thank you one and all.